You're about to witness one of the...
You have to be a little crazy.
You're about to witness one of the fastest sports in the world, with a ball traveling at speeds close to 200 miles per hour.
Sacrifice.
Fearless.
Passion. You have to be a little...
Dean Bear, we're here for our quarterfinals right here in Tempe, Arizona at the 2019 Arizona Open. So, a couple of things that we looked for yesterday. Only two little upsets in the round of 32s. Number 17, Andres Acuna, over 16, Adam Mania. Upset numerically, but a big one. Number 21, Set Cabillas from Colombia. Take on Sebastian Fernandez. That's a pretty big win. 21 over number 12. In the round of 16s, one upset. You're going to see the winner of that upset right here today, this morning. Number 10, Lalo Portillo. If you don't know him, you will. Over number 7, Daniel De La Rosa. Things to watch today here in Arizona. We don't have doubles, so players like Carson and Beltran, they should be really fresh, okay? None of these players today in the quarterfinals have been in a tiebreaker. That's an interesting fact, okay? This particular glass court that we have, right side glass, should take it to the advantage. We got a little bit of sun this morning, so you might see that come into play. Player rankings will shift after today's event. This event was not on our calendar. Extra points on the table. Coming up next, Lalo Portillo versus Rocky Carson. 3 keys to watch. Rocky's conversation with the ref. How is that going to play out? Portillo's ability to get balls. That's going to be a real big factor and a problem for someone like Rocky Carson today. Rocky likes to have long rallies, okay? I think if the rally is really long, it's going to favor someone like Eduardo Portillo. Last season is the only time these two players met. Rocky's 1-0. He took care of Portilla in the round of 16s in Sarasota, Florida. 15-7, 15-9. Players are on the court. Coin flips up. We're getting ready right here in Arizona. We'll be back right after this short break for the start of this match right here on IRT Live.
Hello.
7:08, right?
All right. What? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live in Arizona State University Fitness Complex in Tempe, Arizona, the 2019 Arizona Open. I am Fabio Soto for the IRT. Here in the booth with Dean Baer. Dean, welcome.
How are you, Fabio? Good morning.
Very well, thank you. We're about to get on the way with our first quarterfinal match, and with a surprising appearance here of Eduardo Portillo, who defeated Daniel de la Rosa yesterday.
You know, to be honest, Fabio, although it's the only upset in the round of 16s, everything else kind of went to form. You know, Portillo, you're going to know Eduardo Portillo. You know, people and then he does something like that. You're going to know him to skip some balls like that. Like I just said in the pregame, you know, we should see some really long rallies. One of the things I didn't factor in, and now I'm looking at it right now, is that is Rocky Carson gets ready to drive serve. Long rallies should favor a guy like Eduardo Portillo. I know we always say that long rallies favor Rocky Carson, but I mean, the ability to get a ball that Eduardo Portillo possesses, I think, is going to be a key to this matchup right here. I'm predicting a tiebreaker, Fabio.
Well, listen, I have to agree with you. Eduardo Portillo is an interesting physical specimen. He's a tall kid. He's 20 years old. He has long arms, long reach. So if you're playing against Portillo, passing him is, you know, quite the task. So, you know, I'm actually thinking, I will agree with you. I'm going to go with a tiebreaker here, and I hope we get a really good one as Rocky Carson sides out right there. Awesome stuff.
Yeah, so, I mean, one serving 0 on the headpen scoreboard. I think it's only 1-0.
Only 1-0. Rocky Carson is up. The headpen scoreboard.
Well, that hit the light and went a little funny, but no court hinders here. Wow, what a great pass. We talk about passing Portillo, and Rocky Carson just did it right there. You know, again, the veteran like Rocky Carson, you know, will he succeed here? You know, statistically, it tells you he's supposed to. You know, but there's got to be a time where we have a changing of the guard.
Yes.
You know, is that today? I honestly, I don't know. I just know that after Portillo won yesterday, he's in a pretty good position here to take out number 2 Rocky Carson. Again, I don't know what his game plan is. I'd love would have loved to talk to him prior about a game plan, but you know, we're not privy to that information.
Oh, what a rally.
Yeah,
So,
like I said, long rallies. This is what we're going to see today.
so soon in the match, and such a great rally.
Not a good shot by Carson. Skipped it in right
Skipped
there.
it in. See? So early in the match, in such a great rally that we just had, Dean.
Oh my God, that was called good and appealed and overturned. Appeal used for Eduardo Portillo. That was a clear skip. Well, unless something's wrong with our eyes, Fabio. You saw skip here, no?
From my vantage point, it was, but Scott McClellan, the experienced IRT referee, saw different.
Yeah, both line judges agreed.
Short serve there. Second opportunity for Carson. Skip. So 4 serving 0 on the headpen scoreboard. Rocky Carson up early in this match. Carson with the serve. Driving to Portillo's backhand, Carson.
Two bounce get right there. Interesting enough, very early here in Arizona. This is a 9 a.m. match here. We are 7 minutes in.
So I want to remind people that after this match, we have Alejandro Landa versus Andre Parrilla. That's going to be interesting as well.
Yeah, I'm expecting, again, I'm expecting the young guys to start taking over against the older players here. Portillo really needs to use his lanes more. He's already pinching way too much, and there you go as he goes cross court. So, pretty good crowd for a Saturday morning here in Arizona already.
Yes, you're right, Billy Joel. Pretty good crowd for a Saturday. So Portillo trying to get on the board here. And he does, successfully.
Yeah, I think Rocky's going to want to block there or something. I don't know if he was looking for a block or not, but no call. I want to say hello to everybody in the chat box. I want to say hi to Coach Fran Davis from FranDavisRacquetball.com.
Coach Fran, we miss you here. We're going to see Coach Fran Davis at Fullerton next week. I remember Coach Fran telling us
She's
back
going to be
at
in
the
LA.
US Open that she will be in Fullerton, California next week. So reminding everybody, we'll see you next week here on IRT Live from Fullerton, California at the Los Compadres Auto Sales Tier 1 Championships.
Let me just tell you, there is a ton of players. I'm not even going to say pros, but there is a ton of players in that event.
There are 200 amateur players, over 200 amateurs.
Did Lalo Portillo
Lalo
just hit
Portillo-
himself?
He hit himself, yeah.
On a serve.
On a serve.
Was he going for that Z?
He was driving, and he hit himself. So, side out there.
So not a screen, a side out.
It's a side out. So 4 serving 2 in the headpen scoreboard. Rocky Carson in the box. Point Carson. Carson up now. 5 serving 2 in the headpen scoreboard.
Good pick up there by Carson. Good save by Portillo.
Wow. Carson.
Great shot by Rocky Carson.
Wow. To a point there, I honestly thought he was going to go for the ceiling shot, but no. He waited very, very patiently.
There is 214 players already signed up for the tournament next weekend.
So we have Fullerton next weekend in California, and December 5th through the 8th, we have Portland, Oregon. Live Like John, Tournament of Champions. What a great event in Portland. Great venue. Rocky Carson. C serve there to Portillo. He goes on offense. Side out. Portillo.
I like the little casualness that Portillo just possessed right there. 2 serving 6 on the headpen scoreboard. I would like to see Portillo serve a little bit like Alvaro, and there he goes with
Exactly.
the.
Oh,
But he's got to get it. He's got to get that better. The
Cross-court
International Racquetball Tour would like to thank all the players that participate in any one of our sanctioned event. The tour would also like to thank the millions of fans watching along at home and those who are lucky enough to sit in the stands. Special thanks go to Coach Jim Winterton, Frank Tadonia, the tournament staff, and all the employees here at ASU Sun Devil Fitness Complex. That was a screen. Set up from Portillo. It's saved by Carson.
Oh, Portillo. So 7 serving 2 on the headpan scoreboard. Want to remind everybody that we have a head referee, Scott McClellan, and we have side judges. Thomas Carter on the left. Andres Acuña on the right. Rocky Carson. Line drive there by Eduardo Portillo. Good shot. Side out.
Portillo really needs to get on the board here, be a little more aggressive on his serves. He's missing, obviously, first serves a lot.
Not a good shot there by Portillo. Oh, set up there for Carson. Line drive. Wow, down the line,
Perfect.
Carson. And you know what? Rocky Carson is showing a lot more emotion in this game than Portillo. Portillo, you see him, he's got a good poker face.
Well, you know, for a guy like Rocky Carson, he really does. Sometimes he does start slow, but I think he's starting to recognize that some of these younger players on tour, you know, they're hungry for him.
Oh yeah.
And so
definitely.
he needs to come out swinging. Not a good shot by Portillo again. Finally, a nice one down the line. And a good cross court. Carson grabs that one. Oh, he should have took that off the back wall.
Oh, overhead shot there by Carson. Portillo, back wall. Carson, set up.
Into the corner. Oh, skip that one in, Rocky Carson. What did I say before? We're going to see some really long rallies, and there was one of them.
So a lot of emotion there from Carson.
We got a timeout on the court. We'll take a short break ourselves right here on IRT Live. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So here we are, Arizona State University at the Arizona Open in Tempe, Arizona, 2019. Time in on the court. Portilla's already in there.
So Dean Bear,
Carson isn't.
what do you think adjustments need to be made? I mean, Portillo's still trading 2-7. We had some really good rallies, like you called it. But what do you think Eduardo Portillo needs to do to get back in this and tie Rocky Carson up?
I know we say it all the time. You have to serve well against a top-level player. You're not going to beat them if you don't serve well. And Portilla's got to put the ball down. If you see a lot of the rallies, they're really high shots. I'd like to see him lower his contact point and be aggressive. I mean, that serve's coming flying off the back wall. I can't say that, unfortunately, it stuck against the wall and Rocky couldn't get a racket on it, but that really wasn't a good serve. Better. And here's the return. And there's not a good shot, and Carson's going to make him pay.
Exactly. And, you know, these athletes got to remember, Dean, and, you know, people have to know, this is a quarterfinal match. Semifinals are later tonight, so they want to conserve their energy as much as they can.
Well, you know, this is a different format for us, here, where we have the round of 16. I mean, we have the quarterfinals and semifinals in the same day. You're going to have two high leverage matches in the same day, and these players are not really used to it. However, we don't have doubles, so you're going to see fresh guys like Alvaro Beltran, Rocky Carson. Again, I said that in
well, I wouldn't call Alvaro fresh.
You ever hear him talk? He's fresh.
He's smooth, not fresh.
The Mexican magician.
So 8 serving 3 in the headpen scoreboard. Rocky Carson keeping his 5-point lead against Eduardo Portillo.
Carson serving. Big setup for Carson. Hashtag just a replay. Headpen is not only the scoreboard sponsor of the IRT, they're not just the official ball sponsor of the IRT, WOR, USAR, and the LPRT. Headpen is the industry leader in all things racquetball. Check them out online today, www.head.com/racquetball. Back to the action. Rocky Carson.
Good reach there by Carson.
Perfect flatty by Portillo.
Listen, what I liked about Portillo over there, it was his court placement. He anticipated the ball. He went to the front, didn't hesitate. Rocky all the way to the back. Portillo, good job. Side out.
Lalo Portillo, drive serve. His serves are really coming really close to his body, Fabio.
Yeah. Remember, he hit himself a little while ago.
I know. I don't. I'm unsure if that's the way he serves. Big setup for Carson with the backhand.
Wow.
Into the corner. Makes him pay. Beautiful winner by Rocky Carson. That went directly into the corner and just shot out to the right side of the court. We talked about this particular court too, Fabio, on the pregame, that the right side glass, and so the serves on that side, like we just saw right there, that just hit the box.
Yeah.
But a really good serve by Rocky Carson, but a decent return. That particular serve, this might be tough against a lefty. The only lefty left is the king. So I think if someone's going to serve well against Kane with the glass, that might be effective. Set up off the back wall for Portillo. Good pass right there. Not a good shot by Portillo. Rocky's going to make him pay here. No, off the back wall again. Oh, great pass and great emotion from Eduardo Portillo.
A little heat there from Portillo.
Let's take a quick look at this replay here, ladies and gentlemen, how Rocky's going to set up here for that pass. And here's the big setup off the back wall, and Portillo just gets him right there. And here's the pass, and Rocky just can't get that. A lot of camera movement on that front panel wall. Every time the ball hits it, it kind of moves.
So point there for Eduardo Portillo, who's now 4 serving 8.
Yeah, I do expect Lalo Portillo to climb back in. Good serve right there.
Not a good return there by Rocky.
Both of these players, two real easy misses right there.
Wow.
Nice backhand reverse pinch from Rocky Carson to the right side of the court.
Listen, at the beginning of the rally, I didn't see a very compelling shot for either of these athletes. They kept it alive. I wouldn't want to think that they want to rely on the other player to make a mistake. They got to go out there and win, not wait for the other player to lose. Good serve there by Rocky Carson. Skip by Portillo. Another point for Carson, who's now leading this match 9-4. The headpen scoreboard. Rocky Carson focusing. Hasn't been able to get away from Portillo for more than 5 points. Let's see if that changes right now.
Good setup off the back wall for Portillo.
So Portillo from the squad of Mexican players from San Luis Potosí.
He comes from the Perea tree.
Exactly. He's been
Fabian Perea tree.
He's been training doubles with Andre Parrilla for a while. There we
Nice
go.
pinch re-kill. Good. That started with a very good serve by Eduardo Portillo. It was the slap Z serve, the Rocky Carson serve. So good shot right there.
Want to give a shout out to Ruben Martinez, Eduardo Portillo's head trainer in San Luis Potosí. I'm sure he's very proud of Portillo.
Caught the crack.
So 6 serving 9 at the headpan scoreboard. So shout out to Ruben Martinez and shout out to Fran Davis watching the athletes play.
What a great grab by Eduardo Portillo. If Eduardo Portillo wins this rally, that's a good point for Eduardo Portillo.
Wow.
Let's go to a replay here. You'll see Carson down the line. What a great grab by Eduardo Portillo. And here's the setup that Carson kind of misses. And an easy little put away for Carson. Back to the action. Here's Portillo. Goes to the forehand. Ace serve. Great serve, Portillo.
What a good changeup. Change of pace, change of direction, change of speed. I hope the Houston Astros pitching rotation hears this.
Yeah, they won yesterday, so short serve. I like the mix-up. So Portillo, what Portillo's doing from the left side of the court is he's throwing that slap Z in, and because Rocky's been stepping up and trying to cut it off prior to hitting the side wall, he's slapping it over to the forehand. Oh, missed opportunity for Portillo right there, but here comes a setup for Carson at the back wall. Portillo's there to get it.
Wow.
Nice running back. Kill shot by Eduardo Portillo. Timeout on the court by Rocky Carson. We'll take a short break ourselves right here on IRT Live. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 15 seconds before players must return to the court. Portillo walks in.
So we have a 9-9 tied game number 1, Dean. Is this what we expected?
You know, it was an easy start for Rocky Carson, and it might have been nerves from Portillo, but what you're seeing now is a very relaxed and aggressive Eduardo Portillo. Looking at this match so far, for Portillo to advance, Fabio, he really needs game 1.
Oh, he really needs it, but it would be huge for Portillo, though. Let's see what happens.
I'm not going to say that it's surmountable, that if it doesn't happen, he has no shot. But obviously it's in his best interest.
So Eduardo Portillo, he's been having success serving from the left side, Dean.
Yes, well, he's been really mixing up his serves. Another really good serve. Here comes a setup. No, goes up top. Carson will get a setup here. Splat roll, good diving grab by Portillo. Can't get that one right there. Called 2 bounces.
Listen, great effort there by Eduardo Portillo. He knew he was all the way to the right. However, made a gigantic effort. So side out, Rocky Carson trying to get away from Portillo once more. Now he's tied 9 serving 9 to the headpin scoreboard. Rocky Carson to the serve.
Wow, faked him out right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Good serve right there.
Big skip from Portillo.
But very deceitful serve from Rocky Carson. Got to hand it to him.
Yeah. Ooh, that just died in the corner, but Portillo got it. What a rally so far. Cross-court kill, Portillo.
Wow.
Let me tell you, that serve was so good, it died in the corner. I don't know how Portillo got his racket on it.
I totally agree. I mean, it has to be with his length and his reflexes because that was really tough to get and retrieve. Now Portillo again in the driver's seat, left side. He's favoring that side to serve now. Switching it up.
Great cross-court kill by Portillo. Point.
So we're now at 10-10 in the headpen scoreboard. We
got
have
a-
a match, Dean.
We have a race to 5, Fabio.
Oh, we have a match. Eduardo Portillo at the serve.
Good pick up there by Portillo. Set up for Portillo, turns, takes a forehand. Into the corner, Carson can't catch up to that one. Portillo with his first lead of the game, I believe.
It is the first lead of the game. So Eduardo Portillo leading by 1, 11 serving 10 the headpen scoreboard.
I like the time that Portillo's taken to take this serves.
He's being patient. He's showing maturity on the court, Dean.
Big setup for Portillo. Down the line, Carson's there. Carson's there. Portillo's there. Wow. Ooh. Replay. Players tangled up right there. Wow.
Eduardo Portillo fell. He's okay.
You know, Portillo kind of hit the ball right back to himself a little bit. Even though it was down the line, he was in the direct line of Rocky Carson to get that ball. Players checking with each other. The IRT wants to give a special thanks to Gearbox for being one of our inside industry partners. Check out all the latest and innovative equipment from Gearbox. Gearbox supports the sport of racquetball, but many athletes as well. Check them out online today, www.gearboxsports.com.
Lalo Portillo to the serve again. C serve. Wow.
Nice, good hands there by Lalo Portillo.
See, good changeup right there.
Carson not happy about that rally. Good serves from Portillo. I think he's going to the forehand again. No, stays with the Z.
Great.
Replay. Yeah, Carson just barely got his racket on it. Portillo was directly in the way.
Good serve by Portillo, though.
It was very good. I don't know how Rocky was able to flick that off the back wall that way.
Unfortunately, Portillo was in the way, but it was a good serve nonetheless.
Another kill shot from Eduardo Portillo. 13 serving 10 on the headpen scoreboard.
See, Eduardo just showing a lot of maturity, a lot of patience.
Here's where Rocky Carson taking his time in between the rally. Definitely trying to break Lalo Portillo's momentum. He has it. It was 10-10 tied. Portillo with a 3-0 run.
Yeah, and Rocky Carson already took his time out.
Missed opportunity for both players right there, clipping that side wall. Carson goes up top. Here comes Portillo. Same thing. Setup for Carson. Down the line, Portillo barely gets a racket on it, hits it off the back wall. This might be tough.
Wallpaper right there.
Nice slow down. Portillo. Rocky's going to let Portillo shoot. And he flat rolls it, ladies and gentlemen. Game point.
Wow. Listen. Lalo Portillo, again, showing a lot of patience. He's playing like a true veteran, Dean.
Yeah, like I said, he started slow, might have been nerves, but he's comfortable right now, and Rocky Carson wants to change that comfort zone. But let's see. Does Portillo go to the right? No, stays with the Z. This is a tough one off the glass. Set up Portillo. No, ceiling ball. Here's Carson, will shoot. Cross court, Portillo's right there. Rocky skips it in. Portillo takes game number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, 15-10 on the headpen scoreboard. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back in a minute for the start of game 2 right here. Tempe, Arizona. Arizona State University on IRT Live.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and as you know, my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets. I started by using the world's best cotton called Giza. It's only grown in a region between the Sahara Desert, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Nile River. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. My Giza sheets also include full 21-inch wide pillowcases that will fit over any pillow and deep pocket sheets that will fit over any mattress. The first night you sleep on my sheets, you'll never want to sleep on anything else.
Go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen right now to get your very own MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets. Giza Dream Sheets are available in a variety of colors. Use the promo code and Mike will give you 30% off and free shipping. That's right, 30% off and free shipping.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit mypillow.com.
I think one of the biggest things about Gearbox is just the quality and the reliability of their product. I know that no matter what I do, whatever product I choose, whatever racket I choose, I'm gonna like it no matter what. It's something that's very comforting as a player to have a very consistent product in your hand every single practice session, match, after match. It's just really nice to have. My name's Bobby Horn. Don't make a mistake. Get yourself an M40 right now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Players on the court. Portillo will serve game 2.
So, Dean, Portillo won the first game, 15-10. What do you think adjustments need to be made for Rocky Carson?
Well, I mean, he's got to go with what started the match. He was aggressive in his serves, and he can't skip the ball.
Like he did right now.
He was, in the beginning of the game 1, Rocky Carson was very aggressive with his serves, and he was putting the ball away, and Portillo was missing. Portillo heated up. Nice shot there by Rocky Carson to get himself back in the service box.
So Rocky Carson, again, with the serve. Short.
So I want to welcome everybody in the chat box. Please like our post, share our feed, all of you guys. Set up off the back wall for Carson. Great backhand cross-court pass by Rocky Carson.
So 1-1 on the headpen scoreboard. I hope we see a lot of good rallies like we did in the first game, Dean.
Yeah, again, one of the keys to the matchup here.
Carson. Good jam serve there by Carson.
That was another great backhand cross-court pass by Eduardo Portillo.
Definitely. So I want to say a shout out to all the people in Mexico watching Eduardo Portillo play Rocky Carson. I'm sure a lot of Mexican players are excited. Le damos la bienvenida en el chat box a todos los que están viendo a Eduardo Portillo de México, San Luis Potosí, jugando contra el jugador número 2 del Tour, Rocky Carson.
Like and share.
Por favor, denle like a nuestra página y compartan nuestra liga para que más gente vea el partido de Eduardo Portillo. Little scuffle there between the two players.
So do you agree with that replay right there, that hashtag just a replay?
Yeah, I agree with him. I agree with Scott McClellan. Consequential. Wow, what a good reach there by Portillo.
Get that pinch, though. Rocky Carson goes back into the box.
Wow.
Carson slap serve. Good serve by Carson. Set up off the back wall. Nice grab by Carson. Big setup for Portillo. Down the line. What I'm not liking from Rocky Carson is I feel like he's letting Portillo shoot too much, and I guess maybe he's not hoping, but he's putting pressure on Portillo to maybe not skip the ball, but Portillo's flatting him out.
Listen, so far, Portillo has had an answer for Rocky Carson like he did right there. So 2 serving 1 in the head pen scoreboard. Eduardo Portillo in the driver's seat, leading this match. Carson. Oh, skip ball there by Portillo. He's been doing a lot of that.
I like the passion coming from Rocky Carson to try to psych him stuff up, playing against, a very tough up-and-coming number 10, Eduardo Portillo. Portillo looking to move himself way up that ladder with a win here today.
Wow.
Wow, what a backhand flatty by Portillo.
Listen, some unusual shots right there by Portillo taken, but fruits of his labor. Now Lalo, 2 serving 1, the head pen scoreboard. Portillo from the left. Another point right there by Eduardo Portillo, 2 bounces. See, Portillo playing very, very smart. He served up Rocky on the right-hand side, but then Rocky switched it up, and Portillo to the left, making a move.
Well, we need to see the maturation process from Eduardo Portillo. We saw it from an Andre Perea. There was times where he could win matches, and the moment kind of got to him, and he couldn't just finish. So the goal for Portillo is to not let the moment get to him and just play his game, and he's doing it well right now.
Another kill shot there by Portillo. He's trying to get Rocky in his game. Now Portillo leading 4-1 in the head pen scoreboard.
Well, Rocky's allowing too many setup opportunities for Eduardo Portillo, and Rocky needs to kill the ball himself.
Portillo. Set up right there for Carson. And a skip shot there by Carson, and another point by Eduardo Portillo. A plumb like right there by Carson.
Yeah, it's slowly getting away from him here. Again, pressure's starting to come to the older guards here, the Rocky Carsons.
Court hinder, replay. Hit the front camera. Portillo. What a good serve right there, forcing. Oh.
That's what I was talking about, letting the moment get to you.
Exactly. A little bit, I think a little overconfident right there by
Needs
Portillo.
to be laser focused throughout the entire match. Drive serve from Carson, set up off the back wall. Portillo skips that one in. Point Carson.
So 2 serving 5 in the head pen scoreboard. So Carson getting again finally in the scoreboard.
Nice pinch right there. Did you know WearRollout.com is the official apparel sponsor of the IRT? Rollout offers a complete line of other lifestyle racquetball clothing. Not only is Rollout the #1 clothing company in our industry, but they also produce custom racquetball shirts for tournaments, teams, and other clients across the globe. Retail or custom, WearRollout.com is the go-to source for racquetball clothing worldwide. Shop WearRollout.com today and support the official apparel sponsor of the IRT.
Kill shot there by Eduardo Portillo, getting a side out.
Shot there by Eduardo Portillo. Frustrations mounting from Rocky Carson.
So 6 serving 3 in the head pen scoreboard. Eduardo Portillo keeping a 3-point lead right now. versus Carson. Portillo from the back.
What a diving get by Rocky Carson. Portillo and Rocky Carson skipped an overhand. Portillo did not have his racket, and he was on the floor. All his Carson had to do was hit the front wall. That was a winner.
It was easier to miss that shot than to make it.
I thought there was something wrong with Portillo's racket. He's been looking at it. I guess, you know, he's thanking it.
I think so.
What a flatty right there by Eduardo Portillo. Wow, he doesn't look like number 10 out there today, does he, Fabio?
He does not look like number 10, and Rocky doesn't look like number 2 either.
There's a warning for Rocky Carson for time between rallies, holding the ball and not allowing the server to get it. Again, that's frustration mounting to Rocky Carson. You will see a technical coming. And sometimes a technical, you know, gets Rocky going. What another flat rollout by Eduardo Portillo.
So Rocky has a timeout. Is he going to take it?
Set up for Carson. Down the line, Portillo's there. Carson's right there. Pinch, repinch. Carson back in the service box. 3 serving 9 on the head pen scoreboard. Eduardo Portillo in the lead. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, MyPillow.com. Simply the best pillow, sheets, and mattress toppers you will ever sleep on. Proudly made in the USA. Visit MyPillow.com. Yes, you can use the coupon code USOPEN. MyPillow kept it open for us here, ladies and gentlemen, for special discounts today. I got mine right after the US Open. You should get yours too. Back to the action. Carson, pinch into the corner. Nice point for Carson.
So we're going to remind everybody that after this match, we have the next quarterfinals between Alejandro Landa and Andre Parrilla.
6 versus 3.
Rocky Carson.
Good serve, big plum of a setup. This might be tough against the glass, but beautiful down the line, using that right wall glass to disguise the shot. Portillo can't catch up to it.
What a good shot there down the line for Rocky Carson. Getting point number 5 here. He's within 4.
So far, the next 2 players are in the building. I saw Alex Landa, and we definitely saw Andre Parrilla. Lalo Portillo is asking for...
Yeah, he's bleeding on his knee, so he's going to get a...
So we have a small timeout here. Let's go to this replay. You'll see Portillo right here allowing the ball to come off the wall. Carson just slapping it. What a diving get. And Carson, all he had to do is get the front wall and skipped it in. You saw Portillo couldn't get up there, ladies and gentlemen. You saw our My Pillow commercial. You saw our Fran Davis racquetball commercial. Head pen, gearbox. Please thank all of our sponsors. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back in a minute right here on IRT Live. I didn't see that medic kit that I sent over, so let me check with Otto.
What keeps me going in racquetball is my family, everybody who supports me, and just the feel of a win at the end of a tournament is what keeps me going. That's all I need. Winning is something you just can't explain to somebody unless they've felt it before. You know all the hard work has paid off, and you've tried so hard to get to that point, and you finally do it, and it's amazing. I'm Holly Scott. I play for Gearbox, and you should too.
By the court, Scott. That's ours.
Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, at the 2019 Arizona Open ASU Fitness Complex. I am Fabio Soto for the IRT. Dean Bear, what's going on with Eduardo Portillo?
Well, Portillo has a small cut on his knee, and it might have went from he had that amazing dive that we showed that replay, and you know how he couldn't get up? I think the racket kind of went into his knee a little bit and maybe caused an abrasion, but he has to tape it up so he's allowed to come off the court. We do have a small medic bag that we keep courtside now. had to get it. It was over at the tournament desk. It was supposed to be brought over this morning, so we forgot about that. So the medic kit's down there, and there's just some people down there helping them because there's, you know, racquetball players do that. They help each other. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Take a quick look right here. Well, we had the 9 a.m. match, says Carson Keller, but that was Carson and Portillo. But next up, 10 a.m., Lando Portillo, followed by Kane Waslinchuk, Sam Murray. And then our final quarterfinal matchup, 4 versus 5, Alvaro Beltran, Conrado Moscoso. I'll tell you, I'm a little excited. Looking forward to that one, Fabio.
We're really excited about these quarterfinal matches. But right now,
well, I mean, they're high leverage. We got some really good matchups today.
Yeah, right now I'm concerned about Eduardo Portillo because I hope this matter of him getting wrapped up in his knee doesn't
take away his
momentum.
And take away his focus.
Focus and momentum, because he's up right now 9-5. So we have to see.
But you know, no lead is really, no lead is really enough against a Rocky Carson,
no, definitely
Kane Waslinchuk, Alvaro Beltran.
No, definitely not.
We've seen them. Andre Perea. I mean, they've all come back from pretty big deficits in the past. Let's talk real quick about our social media. You can check it out right on the screen right there. Please like and share our post, but more important, we need you to follow us. There's all of our social media right there. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're not watching on our on Facebook, you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. All these impressions that we want to send out a lot of data, supporting our sponsors, supporting our players. It's all up there right there. Portillo wrapped and ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to guess that does not skip a beat for Lalo Portillo. I just think he's too young to realize that a timeout like that can hurt you.
I agree with you. I don't think it'll take his focus.
And I like how Rocky Carson came off the court, but most of the time he was back in the court hitting the ball. He needs to stay more focused, if not get laser focused a little more. And let's see. Carson going to shoot this one. Went bottom board, came up with all splinters.
So Eduardo Portillo
back in the box, 9 serving 5 on the head pen scoreboard.
Again, he has been favoring that side. It's been working out for him. Skip right.
Skipped it in right there, Rocky Carson.
So point there for Eduardo Portillo, who's now in double digits.
10 serving 5 on the head pen scoreboard. Portillo. Slap Z. Carson goes up top. Portillo. Corner. No, cross court. Carson puts that up top. Set up center court. Portillo into the corner for a flat rollout from Eduardo Portillo. Point 11, Fabio.
Wow. Listen, this has been amazing. 11 sirviendo a 5 Eduardo Portillo contra Rocky Carson. 4 puntos para que Eduardo Portillo gane y avance a la semifinal. Qué tiro por Portillo.
Great diving gets right there. Setup coming for Carson. Portillo's there to get that one. Set up off the back wall for Carson. Flat rollout of his own, ladies and gentlemen. That was a Carson flatty. What a rally for an early morning match here on our Super Saturday quarterfinals, semifinals tonight. Arizona Open at ASU. Carson back in the box. Big plum of a setup. Wow, nice little flick of the wrist. That was a little bit of a veteran move, taking that shot. I like it that he didn't hold up.
No, well, listen, it's a veteran move, as you say. He didn't hold up like some of these players do. But just putting the ball a mile away from Carson because he was all the way to the left side of the wall, and Portillo just crossed it to the right. Now Portillo serving again Carson. Portillo, point number 12. So if Portillo beats Carson, he will beat 2 out of the top 10 players on the tour this weekend.
Well, he's got these are 3 tough points for Eduardo Portillo.
Oh.
What a smart shot by Rocky Carson.
It was definitely a smart shot.
He had 3/4 of the court,
Oh.
and he shot it right at him, and Portillo did not expect that.
Oh.
That was a great shot by Rocky Carson.
Completely deceived him.
And a great serve. Here's a setup. Carson. Portilla's there. Can't flick that one off Carson's racket. Carson looked very relaxed right there in that rally.
So 6, serving 12 on the headpan scoreboard. Rocky Carson looking to tie it up.
Good pickup right there. Good pickup there. Set up off the back wall. Portillo skipped that one in. He's going to appeal it. I think he's going to appeal it, but I think he would be not smart to appeal.
No.
I thought that was a pretty good pickup by Rocky Carson.
It was a pretty good pickup by Rocky Carson.
But what was that, Fabio? Long rally.
Long rally. From our vantage point, at least, we didn't see a double bounce there.
Great down the line right there by Portillo. Back in the box. 12 serving 7 on the headpan scoreboard.
This would be a gigantic win for Eduardo Portillo if he gets it.
It's a big if, Fabio. It's a
gigantic
big if.
I'm just saying, be gigantic.
But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Portillo.
Ooh.
Too much of a little bit of a touch right there. Would have liked to seen a good swing from Eduardo Portillo right there.
I think that would be a better option for Portillo. He paid for it. Rocky Carson teaching him a lesson.
7 serving 12 on the headpan scoreboard. Between the legs, Carson picks that one up straight off. Carson, nice with a flat roll out of his own.
Now Carson within 4. Rocky Carson in the box. Carson. Very weak C-serve.
Wow, what a flat down the line by Eduardo Portillo.
Weak C-serve, and Portillo makes him pay.
Will we see a tiebreaker?
So 12 serving 8 in the headpan scoreboard. Lalo Portillo.
The serve's working well against Rocky Carson today. Bad one right there, but Portillo gets that one. Out of midair, flat roll out into the corner. Portillo 13. What a shot from Eduardo Portillo directly into the right side corner. Flat roll out. Portillo 13. Portillo, same serve. Carson set up off the back wall. Portillo, another flat rollout into the corner. Ooh, he called it skip. And an appeal. Disagree, agree. Call stands. Appeal used in game 2.
So sideline judges, one agrees, one disagrees. So the call of referee Scott McClellan stands.
I thought it was a flatty. Well, we're also up top, so it's a little more difficult for us. Carson going right back at Portillo, had the old half of this court open. Really should have crossed court past it, is exactly what Portillo just did to get himself back in the box at 13, serving 8 on the headpen scoreboard. What a shot by Eduardo Portillo. We have our first match point, ladies and gentlemen, for Eduardo Portillo. This is probably the most important serve of Lalo Portillo's life to date.
I think so.
Carson, cross court. Portillo into the corner, but Carson skips it in, ladies and gentlemen. Eduardo Portillo will move on to the semifinals at ASU at the Arizona Open. Fabio, what's your thoughts right there?
This is the greatest win in Portillo's career. Short career, but
Let's
a great
see. We're
win.
going to have to ask him.
Well, I think this is hands down the best win he's ever had. He proved a lot today. He proved maturity. He took out Daniel De La Rosa. He took out Rocky Carson. He advances to the semifinal. This is a great, great win.
Absolutely. Let's take a short break, and we'll come back with Lalo Portillo, today's first quarterfinal winner, right here on IRT Live.
My name is Sebastian Fernandez. I'm 18 and I'm from Mexico. Before being part of the Reaching Your Dream Foundation, I dreamt of being in the top 50, and now I'm in the top 22, and that is because Reaching Your Dream Foundation has helped me cover my expenses for traveling and hospitality, which helps me focus on my game and allows me to travel to more tournaments that I couldn't do it by myself.
It's all about passion. I think I don't have anything to prove anymore in the sport. At the beginning of my career, I wanted to be one of the best, but I have nothing to prove. I play with no pressure. I'm just enjoying every moment. But when people are cheering for you and stop whatever they're doing, their jobs, or to go watch you play, I mean that makes you feel good and makes you want to try hard and give a good show for that people. I'm Lalo Beltran. Get your M40 so you can play like me.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Dean Bear sitting here courtside with today's first quarterfinal winner and semifinalist, Lalo Portillo. Lalo, congratulations.
Thanks a lot, Dean. I feel great.
A little excited for you out there today?
Yeah, it's my very first time in the semifinals in a pro stop, and I feel excited to face whoever wins between Landa and Andre, I think. Yeah.
So, let me ask you a question, Lalo. Was that the biggest match of your life to date?
I don't know, maybe so far, yes.
Well, for a young guy coming up on tour, what was your thought process this morning going up against, he's pretty much racquetball's Iron Man, Rocky Carson. What was your strategy against him today?
Well, I woke up this morning and I was thinking, I was focused already since I woke up, and I was just thinking my strategy. I know Rocky's a great player in a great shape. I know he was gonna fight every ball, and I did the same.
Well, very good. I see that you went with the slap Z serve. You almost did the same serve that Rocky likes to do. Was that in your game plan today? It seemed to work very well for you.
It wasn't in my plan, but it worked.
Well, Lalo, congratulations once again. I know that you have some sponsors that you want to thank. You want to say hello to all those people, please?
Yeah, I want to thank to Gearbox, to the Reaching Your Dream Foundation, that without them, I don't think I could afford these tournaments. I want to thank Margot Discott. She's always cheering up for me. She's always texting me. She told me today was yesterday and today it's a good day for an upset. I want to thank Roswell Family Care, Amadi Melendez, and Nolan y Eli Reyes.
Do you need to thank anybody in Spanish?
Sí, quiero agradecer a mis papás que siempre están apoyándome. De seguro ahorita ya me están mandando mensajes, pero pues estoy aquí. Los amo y un saludo hasta allá, hasta San Luis.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching on the IRT and you do not know Lalo Portillo, you will after today. How can they get a hold of you on social media, or how can they follow you?
Well, I'm active on Facebook and on Instagram as Lalo Portillo 99.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Lalo Portillo, today's first quarterfinal winner. He's on to the semifinals later on tonight. Back to the booth. Fabio, take it away.
Thank you very much, Dean. And, well, congratulations again to Eduardo Portillo, again, to the biggest win of his career. We're going to congratulate him. He is our first semifinalist. He will play the winner of the following match between Alejandro Landa and Andre Parrilla, none other than his doubles partner. So we will take it away, and we will be back for IRT. I am Fabio Soto, and we will be back shortly with this next quarterfinal match.
You're about to witness one of the fastest sports in the world, with the ball traveling at speeds close to 200 miles per hour.
Sacrifice.
Fearless.
Passion. Miles an hour.